It does not seem. Matt German shook his head and appeared slightly confused. Raymond, I'm uncertain, but that level 6 individual wearing armor. He appears to be the ruler of Hansol City in the east, the level 6 strongman Brayton under Count Gurdon. Who is this? Raymond exclaimed in surprise. This is a highly powerful and strong earl. His strength and power are among the top 3 in our northern region, and his territory is adjacent to the Olander family. If it weren't for the Olander family having 2 earls and 6 viscounts, they might not necessarily be better than him, explains Matt German. He murmured with a hint of doubt on his face, but why are they here? Hansol City is at least 10 days away, which is quite far. And for such a large-scale operation, didn't they observe the nobles and the Olander family during the process? However, upon hearing this, Raymond felt somewhat pleased. Not affiliated with the Olander family. This is positive news for him. Ultimately, the other party must have arrived discreetly. This approach will eliminate reinforcements and follow-up pressure, thereby providing a significant boost. Eliminate them all at once, and that will suffice. Do you wish to speak with them? Lord Brayton. Master Klaus inquired in a low voice. However, Master Brayton sneered and said mockingly, "What are we discussing? Do we still need to address the ownership of this iron ore? Don't you see this clearly? 1 level 5, 11 level 4, 100 level 2. Although these individuals appear quite elite, it is inconsequential. Proceed with their extermination. I believe there is nothing to discuss with them." He clearly acknowledged Raymond as level 4, which is very favorable for Raymond. He is quite young and has already attained level 4, truly extraordinary. Must die. Then he stated again. Since they are here for iron ore, we must address this situation effectively. Additionally, we cannot leave these individuals behind. We must eliminate all of them to prevent any consequences. Everyone's eyes focused on Brayton's face. They are all waiting for final decision. Most of them felt there was nothing to discuss. They could not allow the valuable iron mine to be lost. This group is large in number, but their advanced combat capability is not particularly strong. In Brayton's view, there is a clear display of cruelty, rendering any discussion unnecessary. He narrowed his eyes and said, "Chomeko, Klaus, eliminate them." Brayton commanded with a sneer and a cruel expression on his face. A condescending and strategically positioned area, this location is suitable for a mage. Indeed, Chomeko said in a cheerful tone. Osik raised the magic wand in his hand and quietly chanted the words. Klaus is positioned next to him. A significant accumulation of magical elemental power particles commenced, creating a dynamic proton-type magic in the sky. One is a level 5 water magician, while the other is a level 4 wind magician. Although there are few practitioners, magicians have never been defined by the size of their audience. As magicians, their ability to bombard with magical power has consistently been the most formidable. Observing this scene, Matt German also took a deep breath. Said quickly, "Lord Baron." Raymond raised his hand and gestured, "Attack." Wuss wuss. Wuss. 20 arrows, glinting with cold light, were shot at the 2 mages on the hillside with astonishing speed. However, Brayton acted swiftly, and a powerful sword energy shattered all of them. Rumble. Amon Luther and Chomeko the bows and arrows that are highly accurate and powerful. You should protect the mages. Leave the rest to me. Brayton stated, and then he abruptly leapt down from the hillside and headed directly toward Raymond and the others. He appeared to be intending to confront them all by himself. Raymond and Matt German couldn't help but laugh at what they saw. When the old man comes down, the hillsides no longer have level 6. Wuss. Wuss wuss. Raymond did not need to issue the command. Alderson, Owens, and Merrick, concealed in another direction, were already spreading their wings and ascending rapidly, becoming after images at a remarkable speed. They advanced quickly toward the enemy troops stationed on the hillside. What is this? A monster. That's a monster. A level 6 monster. How is this possible? It is over. How can a level 6 monster appear here? Lord Brayton, please save us. It directly caused the collapse of the Brayton mages on the hillside. Alderson and the others appeared, flew over quickly, and landed on the hillside in just a few seconds. These few seconds are sufficient for Alderson and Owen to easily incapacitate or even kill them. A sudden eruption of muffled sounds occurred. Osik and Klaus, characterized by their cruelty and arrogance, had been reduced to 2 headless corpses, with blood cascading down the hillside. Alderson is the first to face the impact. While their group attack and long-range bombardment capabilities are indeed robust, they have a significant vulnerability: their fragile bodies, which present a substantial disadvantage in close combat. They were only at levels 5 and 4 and were taken by surprise. Alderson found it quite effortless to eliminate them. It is entirely a process of taking one step at a time. Qui. Qui. Owens and Merrick were descending from the sky, unleashing their fury and attacking others. After securing the double kill, Alderson swiftly fluttered his wings and ascended, aiming to dive down and eliminate Brayton at the base of the hillside. He was commanded by Raymond. Alderson, eliminate the others, do not allow any to escape. This he is mine. Raymond shouted, then approached Brayton with a sneer. May I play with you? The overwhelming martial art chi emanated from his body. At that moment, Brayton, who was already pale and experienced numbness in his scalp, had constricted pupils. His expression changed dramatically. You are also level 6. This is not possible. Is that frightening monster on the hillside also level 6? If he had anticipated this situation, he certainly wouldn't have come. He immediately fled as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, there are no but in this world, they are responsible for their own fate. Impossible. Try it and you will find out, Raymond sneered, drawing the Haven sword seal from his waist and charging at Brayton. Boom. Cut it down with one sword and was blocked by Brayton's sword. However, despite that, he took 2 steps back. He is not as powerful as Raymond. This is impossible. Are you truly level 6? How can you possess such power? How old are you? This is unthinkable. Brayton's mindset shattered. Things are developing in this manner, but he is not even Raymond's opponent. He is a dignified Brayton, a veteran with decades of experience, a strong level 6 heaven warrior. The reality is that he was defeated by a child. Puff. With the system exploited, Raymond's temple sword technique was nearly flawless. In just 3 strokes, Brayton was struck in the stomach. There is a severe wound inflicted by martial chi. The martial chi of the violent wind, the roar of the wind. Brayton shouted fiercely, as formidable power emanated from his body, transforming into martial chi and surging from the giant sword he wielded. Temple sword technique, sword slash. Raymond did not retreat, he simply swung his sword and executed a slash. Suddenly, a massive sword energy, measuring at least 10 meters, surged forward and struck. Boom. The ground shook as the formidable sword energy left a lengthy mark on the surface, effortlessly breaking through Brayton's martial chi. Then it struck him suddenly and forcefully. A loud noise occurred. The force of the martial chi surged forth, immensely bright and imposing. Brayton's body was propelled backward, striking the base of the hillside with great intensity, resulting in a resounding crash. The entire hillside began to collapse. Matt German swallowed. His face was filled with shock. So strong. In his opinion, while he acknowledges Raymond's current strength, he believes it should be significantly higher. Nevertheless, Brayton is undeniably a genuine and experienced level 6 heaven warrior. Raymond examined the Haven sword seal in his hand, deep in thought. This item can actually enhance the power of my martial art chi. It appears that his strength is not entirely due to his own abilities, but rather a result of the Haven sword seal, which has significantly increased his martial art chi. His strength surpasses that of Brayton. As anticipated from a product of the system, it is indeed a masterpiece. Raymond sighed with emotion and then walked toward the base of the collapsed hillside where the rocks were stacked. He looked at the ruins and, sure enough, Brayton was not dead, he had merely fainted. It was clearly due to the previous sword slash that he suffered. Not utilizing all power. Is this individual going to be killed? Observing the fainting Brayton. It is not that he is merciless. He is questioning whether he can derive more value from this individual, particularly, and ask ransom this so-called Earl Gurdon. Remember that his fortune began with ransom. Without the strong support of Viscount Will, the bandit's brother, he may not have been able to develop such strength. Raymond, are you not going to kill him? Matt German inquired as he stepped forward. I was wondering if I could exchange him for some benefits from Count Gurdon. Raymond said candidly. He then kicked the Brayton again and remarked nonchalantly, all right, stop pretending. Do you think you can hide this from me? Tell me, how do you intend to save your life? Matt German was momentarily stunned, then he stared in disbelief at the fainting Brayton. Cough, cough. Moments later, he coughed several times, opened his eyes, gazed at Raymond for an extended period, and then spoke in a very faint voice. Please release me, I am prepared to pay 10,000 gold coins for my freedom. Raymond sneered upon hearing this and stated coldly, if you truly wish to die, I can make that for you. I can do it now. Brayton smiled bitterly and sighed. The maximum value is 50,000 gold coins. My worth is limited. If it exceeds this, it will be impossible, even with threats to Count Gurdon involving me. Even though I am level 6, he commands many more level 6 than I do. 50,000. No, let's reconsider this. A level 7 magic core. Provide me with a level 7 magic core, and you may go. Raymond shook his head, displaying his foxtail. Level 7 magic core. Are you serious? Brayton exclaimed, his eyes widening in anger. That's impossible. Do you know the value of a level 7 magic core? It is worth more than 100,000, yet it remains priceless. Impossible. What if we include this vein of iron ore? Raymond smiled and, adopting a persuasive tone reminiscent of Grandma Wolf, stated, we have already completed the exploration of this iron ore. It is beginning as a medium-sized operation and is likely to develop into a large-scale iron mine. And now, I can offer it to you. Sell to us. Brayton was taken aback. Looking at Raymond in disbelief, he does not understand what he has in mind. I can sell it to you. Your life, along with this iron mine, will be offered at a very low price. The cost is 2 level 7 magic cores. What are your thoughts? You must recognize that your life belongs to you if you survive, otherwise you will lose everything. Additionally, in the coming years, you will not be able to earn even 100,000 gold coins. You can always borrow it, correct? You are a level 6 strongman. You can definitely achieve this. Raymond stated with a smile. That perplexed Matt German and Brayton as well. However, Brayton opted to remain silent this time. Due to the imminent threat of death, he was indeed convinced. If he were to die, there would be nothing remaining. As long as he lives, he can enjoy more. Regarding borrowing, if he truly wishes to pursue this, Lord Count should also agree, correct? Such thoughts crossed his mind, leaving him entirely silent. He is also apprehensive about death. Boom. Boom. At this time. Lord, we have routed all of them and eliminated them. No one was spared. Alderson stated calmly. Congratulations, everyone performed exceptionally well. Raymond smiled and nodded. Then he looked at Brayton and said with a smile, I will give you time to think about it carefully. It is your choice to determine whether you wish to live or die, however, isn't living a preferable option? Furthermore, you were the ones who initiated the attack against us first. You made an error, and you must face the consequences. After stating that, he did not pay any attention to Brayton. Instead, he looked at Alderson and said, Alderson, this person will be assigned to you. Observe him closely, ensure his safety, and prevent him from escaping. After all, he is our affluent individual. I understand, Lord. Please leave it to me. Alderson nodded immediately. He then examined the Brayton with keen attention. The latter trembled throughout. Then he smiled bitterly, saying, Don't worry, I'm very obedient. Upon hearing this, Raymond laughed immediately, recognizing that the other party was unsettled. In this instance, his plan may have been partially successful. Level 7 Magic Core. If only it were that easy to obtain, that would be ideal. However, he unexpectedly extended his hand and swung his sword. Without any warning, he inflicted a wound on Brayton. Blood flowed profusely, and Brayton nearly collapsed on the spot as a significant portion of flesh on his thigh was severed. This is a necessary measure, you should consider it carefully, Raymond said with a smile. Although Brayton felt pain, he could only smile bitterly and remain silent, as he understood that this was a necessary measure. It would have been the same if he were in that position, otherwise, he would not have survived. They then proceeded to search the bodies of the soldiers. After removing all valuable items, the upper stream will be cut off in order to carefully and accurately assess the scale of this iron mine. However, there are no professionals among them. Ultimately, they can only arrive at a general conclusion that this should be a medium-sized concentrated iron mine. If it can be completely mined, the income will surely be 100,000 gold coins. If luck were slightly improved, more than 150,000. After resolving this matter, Raymond and the others prepared to depart once more. Targeting the other objective of their trip, the Wind Wolves. The subsequent battle lacked any suspense. Raymond had to confront all the Wind Wolves by himself to seek revenge. Then eliminate all of them. They collected over 100 corpses of Gale Wolves, in addition to 3 level 5 magic cores, 3 level 4 magic cores, 23 level 3 magic cores, and 51 level 2 magic cores. Then returned to Greystone Village fully loaded with these trophies. The severity of the cold wave in February began to diminish. More than 10 days later. Greystone Village. The Blaine family castle. In a prison. Raymond observed Brayton in the cage with a composed expression and said, Have you given it some thought? The cold wave in February is nearing its end. If you have not considered this yet, I can make the decision for you. Brayton gazed at him weakly. After experiencing hunger for many days, even an Iron Man can no longer endure it. Do you only want magic cores? Can you not utilize level 6? Even level 6 magic cores are considered strategic resources. Level 7 magic cores are primarily controlled by high-ranking nobles and royal families. This poses a significant challenge, Brayton stated. He appears to still be willing to fight for it. Yes, I only want a magic core. And I only want a level 7 magic core. Do you understand? Raymond simply shook his head. Brayton sighed, lowered his head, and said, "Please give me a paper and a pen." "Isn't this what it is?" Raymond smiled and handed him the paper and pen next to the cage. The smile started to brighten. "Isn't this correct? Isn't it beneficial to be alive? It's not your money, so why are you saving him? Besides, I am willing to relinquish the iron ore to you. You're not at a disadvantage either, are you?" Brayton wore a wry smile and did not attempt to refute it. If it is not his money, whose money is it? Soon, a clearly handwritten letter was produced. Then he observed Brayton retrieve a peculiar half-piece of jade from his possession and hand it to Raymond, stating, "Let us send the letter along with this item. I am tired, please allow me some solitude." "What else?" Raymond remarked in astonishment. Brayton observed him with a disgruntled expression, his face flushed red, and he sighed after a moment. "I'm hungry, give me some food. I am now your affluent individual. Do you intend to starve me to death?" Raymond was momentarily stunned, then he erupted in laughter. "Bah-ha-ha-ha. All right, no problem at all. Rest assured, you will have enough to eat. Feel free to take as much as you would like." Amid Raymond's laughter, the chill of the February cold wave has finally subsided completely. Next is a transition period of 2 weeks. The early spring, a time of revival, will arrive, and by then everything will have changed. Early the next morning, the two teams departed together from Greystone Village. However, they then departed in different directions. One is heading toward Duke Nukem City, while the other is en route to Hansol City. They travel to Duke Nukem City to sell resources and purchase magic cores, food, and other assorted items. Because their primary objective this time is the level 6 magic core, only Duke Nukem City holds the best hope. As one of the few major cities in the northern region, Duke Nukem City ranks among the top 3 in terms of prosperity and size. If there is not a single option in Duke Nukem City, the only choice is to go to the Imperial City. Regarding Hansol City, certainly, it is intended to extort them. When the cold wave concludes in February, the Earth's temperature will start to rise significantly. Although it will still be extremely cold and snowy, temperatures will reach a maximum of -10 to 20 degrees below zero. This is not particularly uncomfortable for ordinary individuals, much less for other skilled professionals who possess martial arts abilities and magical powers. During this period, the silence and desolation on Earth will begin to shift, gradually becoming more lively. Simultaneously, people will begin to engage in activities, bringing everything to life. North of Greystone Village. In the central area of the West River in Longtown. Outside Britain City, although it remains covered with large tracts of white snow, vast areas have now been cleared. Many individuals have already assembled here. It has proven to be a well-equipped team with a significant number of members. The army's momentum and military strength are at their peak. There are over 300 weapons, including longswords, giant swords, knives, axes, spears, bows and arrows, maces, and more. However, there are signs of rust, as well as cracks and damage. Their defensive armor and equipment are also quite diverse. Leather armor, mail armor, heavy armor, etc. appear somewhat worn and show signs of age. Nonetheless, an army lineup featuring a considerable number of personnel, comprehensive equipment, and strong momentum and military capability represents a highly formidable combat force. The level 5 powerhouses of Britain City, an army selected by Earth Knight Evan. The total population of Britain City exceeds 30,000, with over 1,000 standing soldiers. Having that figure results in more than 500 and 600 soldiers. An army of over 300 individuals has formed, representing more than half of the elite forces in Britain City. Their determination is evident this time. Among them, the lowest level is level 1 trainee. There are no ordinary individuals. Knight Evan, Viscount Will, and others. They are eagerly preparing their army to launch an attack on Greystone Village in pursuit of vengeance. Evan, my dear son, you are my greatest pride. You are also the brightest and strongest individual in Britain City. The next step is up to you. Do not be concerned, I will be here awaiting your triumphant return. And with Dorrance, you can be assured of victory. I will certainly feast and reward you. Ha 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 ha. Viscount Will stated confidently. This is not solely due to his son Evan Knight being a level 5 Earth. His capable subordinate, Dorrance, has also successfully advanced to a level 5 Knight Warrior. A crushing defeat is inevitable. That foolish Baron will be his downfall. Do not worry, father, this is a straightforward mission. Both Dorrance and I can manage it easily. Right, Dorrance. Knight Evan remarked with a confident smile, turning to the purple-armored warrior beside him. The latter also laughed loudly, and his expression became fierce. Don't worry, Viscount Will, he is an ineffective Baron. He is seeking death. I will personally behead him and present his head before you to demonstrate my strength. Please trust me, this is extremely easy for Knight Evan and me. There is no challenge involved. You are correct, Dorrance, ha ha ha. I truly appreciate you. You are my most trusted and important sons and subordinates. Viscount Will remarked with laughter. He then suddenly lowered his voice again and smiled with a somewhat enigmatic expression on his face. The West River in Longtown has started to thaw and trade routes will gradually reopen. I have already pre-booked a group of skilled half-breed made at the Ale Pony of Commerce. Rest assured, they are all of high quality. I have prepared this for you. Upon your triumphant return, they will belong to you. I look forward to it, Evan, Dorrance. Half-breed maid. Thank you, Lord Viscount. Thank you, Lord Viscount. Dorrance was momentarily shocked, then quickly became enthusiastic. Face filled with excitement. The Principality of Lane is situated in the southeastern region of the Luoman continent. The neighboring areas consist predominantly of human countries, making the half-breed maid a rare and valuable asset. This serves as a symbol of status and capability for the local nobility and powerful individuals. How can one travel to Longtown West River? It is a medium to large river that flows through multiple countries in the southeastern region of the Luoman continent. It has numerous branches and a vast area. It is also an invaluable asset in the field of commerce. Numerous commodities of various types traversed this river and were distributed and resold in multiple countries on both banks, generating significant value and wealth. Consequently, the noble families capable of wielding power in the city on the west bank of Longtown River are undoubtedly very wealthy. They have already generated significant revenue in Britain City, which enables them to maintain troops and launch attacks on neighboring territories. Father, I have heard that Lamia and Catwoman are quite tasty. Shall we try them together? Ha ha ha. At this moment, Evan Knight also laughed. A handsome face has also taken on a more malevolent and lascivious appearance. He has experienced it multiple times, increasing his desire for it. No problem, no problem. When you return, you can rely on me to handle everything. Viscount Will also chuckled. Set off. Knight Evan commanded, waving his hand as he led his troops to advance. The distance between Britain City and Greystone Village is relatively short, requiring only 3 to 4 days of travel. In winter, this may extend to 5 days. Therefore, he can realistically achieve this expectation within 10 days at most. The earlier one arrives, the earlier one can return. 4 days later, Raymond is walking along the streets of Greystone Village. It will not work here. The planning is inadequate. The health system must be modified as well. Open excretion is quite unpleasant, Raymond remarked. Winter is drawing to a close, necessitating the inclusion of his major infrastructure project on the agenda. He cannot tolerate the dirty and disorganized environment of this slum. Additionally, the city planning, road traffic, and the first, second, and third rings, etc. In his previous life, all experiences reside in his heart, allowing him to replicate them completely. It will not be the same until that time. No matter how difficult the situation may be, it will certainly improve compared to the present circumstances. His appearance caused a commotion among the people in the vicinity. That is our Lord of Greystone Village, correct? It's truly him. That is the Lord, Baron Raymond. He is the one who supplies us with meat and sells grain to us at a fair price. There were no deaths in our family this year. It is all due to him, the Lord. Me too, me too. In previous years, misfortune could result in starvation or freezing to death. However, this year, we are enjoying ourselves. We have food and meat available, including meat from magical beasts. This is entirely due to the Lord's kindness towards us. Shall we take a moment to express our gratitude to the Lord? But the Lord is noble, while we are commoners. Would he mind talking to us? The Lord is distinct from other nobles. I have faith in him. A figure suddenly emerged from the corner of the street, approached Raymond anxiously, and raised his hands while speaking nervously. My lord, hello, this is the meat we have just prepared. It remains extremely hot. Do you wish to try it? He was a boy, approximately 14 or 15 years old. He appeared very thin, yet he was full of energy and had an enthusiastic approach to life. He was holding a large piece of roasted meat, which was significantly more than the usual portion served. Raymond couldn't help but smile as he extended his hands. He divided the piece of meat in half and said with a smile, "Let us eat together. Please try not to be so nervous, I do not eat people." As he spoke, he picked up one of the pieces and began to eat it. The boy was momentarily stunned, but then quickly became excited. He quickly grabbed the other piece of meat and exclaimed with excitement, "Thank you, Lord. You rescued us. If it were not for you, my mother would have starved to death. You are the most remarkable Lord I have ever encountered. Thank you very much. Could you please provide your name?" Raymond inquired with a smile. "Ordama," the boy exclaimed. "Lord, my name is Ordama. Are you from another place?" Raymond asked. Ordama nodded, displaying a somber expression. "We originally resided in a cliff city near the border, but the army of Derek Kingdom breached our nation's border, causing the inhabitants of the city to flee. We were compelled to wander here, my father and grandfather both died along the way. Only my mother and I survived. If it weren't for you, my lord, we would have also perished. Thank you very much." Raymond reached out, patted his shoulder, and smiled as he said, "Then you really should thank me, but this is what happened in the past. From this point forward, you must depend solely on yourself. Increase your exercise as your health condition is not optimal. I will soon be reinstating the guard team and patrol team, and I will also begin the screening process for the military. I hope to see you join us by that time." Ordama was momentarily taken aback, then his eyes quickly turned red with excitement. "I am willing to serve you, my lord." Raymond smiled once more, patted his shoulder, waved, and departed. Observing Raymond's back, Ordama's eyes were red, his fists were clenched, and his entire body was trembling, as if he had summoned great resolve. Not only he, but everyone else who heard Raymond's words appeared to be moved, displaying complex expressions and excitement on their faces. After 1 hour in the castle of the Blaine family, Ermin arrived. "Ermin, how did the city construction plan I requested you to prepare earlier progress?" Raymond inquired. "Lord, it is already done. Based on the ideas and plans you previously mentioned, this is the preliminary design developed by our team. Would you like to take a look?" Ermin said quickly. He then pulled out a large drawing of a magical design. "This design is undoubtedly the work of a magician." Raymond accepted it and unfolded it for examination. He immediately recognized a familiar look in it. In his former life, he was from Suzhou. The type of urban construction he is most familiar with consists of 1 ring, 2 rings, 3 rings, and so on. It is indicated on this map. He can identify similar locations. He also encountered an issue. "Ermin, this does not appear to be the original location of Greystone Village," Raymond remarked. "That's correct," Ermin affirmed and elaborated. "Lord, the terrain in our vicinity is steep, with numerous canyons and mountains, making it unsuitable for the construction method you proposed. Additionally, the area is narrow. It is difficult to determine at this moment, but if our population grows in the future and the city expands, the natural environment here will become a challenge and an obstacle. Thus, I have discussed this with Master Chris, Knight Kona, and Matt German. Ultimately, everyone unanimously agreed to relocate the city. Right here. What is this place? And if the city is relocated, aren't there other noble fiefdoms present?" Raymond indicated the location on the design drawing, expressing doubt. He is indifferent to whether he moves to the city. However, according to the regulations of the Principality of Lane, titled nobles have the option to select their own fiefdoms or relocate to the city, though this must be done at their own expense. Additionally, if there are other noble fiefdoms in the destination area, this will not be feasible. "Yes, my lord, this is it." Ermin nodded and explained. "This place is called Fido Valley. To the east, it is adjacent to Yorkhaven Plain, and to the west, it is near the Longtown River. It is a location with an ideal geographical position. If a city can be established here, it has the potential to evolve into a major city in the future. Furthermore, there is currently no aristocratic territory in this area." After hearing this, Raymond grew increasingly confused. "Excuse me, Ermin, you mentioned that this location has an excellent geographical advantage and significant potential, yet it has not been selected as a fiefdom. Can you explain why? What is the issue?" There must be an issue with this type of establishment, otherwise, there would certainly be alternatives. Lord, there are several issues present. Ehrman acknowledged and clarified. First, the tax. This location is near the West River of Longtown, and the overall tax will be more than twice that of other areas. Raymond acknowledged. He understood that the fiefdom nobles of the Principality of Lane, like his own, would pay taxes to the Principality annually. However, the tax will be adjusted up or down based on the varying wealth levels of the fief area and resource points. Under normal circumstances, taxes on the fiefdoms near Longtown West River are high due to this being the largest trade route in the Principality of Lane, also referred to as the Golden Line. Therefore, this place is certainly crowded with people. Golden Line. Once you can establish control over this area as a fiefdom, supported by the Longtown West River, the potential income will be substantial. Second, it involves private taxation. Ehrman continued, speaking in a deep voice. In addition to national taxes, we are also required to pay half of the remaining income tax to the Olander family. What? Half? Why? Raymond asked, exclaiming. Lord, the unspoken rules are established in this manner. The Olander family is the rightful leader, and we in Greystone Village must pay taxes to them before this. Because we are very poor, and Baron Omar passed away just before winter, it doesn't seem like this is a problem. However, if my guess is correct, when early spring arrives, the tax collector from the Olander family will come. This is an annual practice. Ehrman remarked with a wry smile. A meaningless routine. Raymond shook his head but remained silent and continued. What else? Please continue. Lord, there are 2 additional reasons for this. Ehrman nodded and continued. If a city is constructed in the Fido Valley, it will be bordered by the fiefdom of the Claymore Noble Alliance. At that point, we will have to make 2 choices. If we join them, we will be required to pay taxes. If we do not join, we may face ostracism, and it is possible that we will be unable to enter the West River of Longtown for business purposes. Paying taxes again. Raymond's expression darkened. These individuals do not possess skills beyond paying taxes. It is understandable why few people choose to visit. National taxes, Olander family taxes, and the Claymore Noble Alliance are also required to collect taxes. It is comparable to a triple high-pressure tax. No one can endure it. Furthermore, my lord, I have another issue, Ehrman stated once more. What is the problem? Raymond asked in a frustrated tone. Lord, the foundation of the Claymore Noble Alliance consists of the 4 viscounts who govern territories and fiefs along the West River in Longtown. You are well acquainted with one of them, Viscount Will. Ehrman stated. Him. Raymond was momentarily stunned and somewhat surprised. Is this the unfortunate individual who was blackmailed and defrauded by him? Is this the essence of the situation? It appears that the strength of this so-called noble alliance is quite lacking. Yes, that's him. Ehrman nodded with twinkling eyes. Lord, if we decide to build a city in Fido Valley, Viscount Will's Britain City will be nearby. So. Upon hearing this, Raymond couldn't contain his laughter. Isn't this wonderful? It's the perfect opportunity to express my gratitude for the level 5 magic core he provided me earlier. Raymond chuckled several times before inquiring again. What is the other question? Lord, this final issue is also the most significant challenge in this location, Ehrman stated with a serious expression. He extended his hand, indicating the map, and continued, in the northwest of Fido Valley, there is a large inland lake called Lake Ostimo. Within Lake Ostimo, there exists a cunning, dangerous, powerful, and troublesome Murloc tribe. Raymond was momentarily stunned and somewhat surprised. Yes, Lord, a Murloc tribe. Ehrman confirmed. There are hundreds of thousands of them in Lake Ostimo. Additionally, there are several level 6 Murlocs, which poses a significant challenge. They lack the ability to produce food and must rely on hunting or theft. Consequently, during food shortages or as winter approaches before Lake Ostimo freezes, they will launch large-scale robberies. This is the primary reason no one dares to build a city in the area. It remains uninhabited. If proximity is too close, there will be no viable defense. Once attacked, there will only be death. Ehrman stated. But doesn't anyone care about them? Raymond asked, expressing doubt. Even if there are a few level 6. Can they still be killed? Particularly the high-ranking nobles and level 7 experts. As long as they address them, wouldn't it be resolved once and for all? The primary reason is that the bottom of Lake Ostimo is connected to the Longtown West River. Once things go wrong, they will escape into the Longtown West River, making capture impossible. Ehrman explained, it is said that even a level 7 powerhouse couldn't take them down personally. Is that so? Raymond nodded, showing some understanding. Murlocs must inhabit the primary underwater cove, and Lake Ostimo is connected to the Longtown West River, providing those Murlocs with a significant escape route. Raymond is somewhat interested in it. It may be challenging to manage. After Matt German and the others return, he is expected to have increased his level 6 combat power. By that time, he will no longer fear a surprise attack from them. For him, there is minimal pressure or emotion. Regarding the Claymore Noble Alliance and the Olander family, he showed no interest. With this in mind, he no longer hesitated. He spoke directly and nodded, saying, "Okay, let's move here. Ermin, when will we relocate to the city?" There are no objections from others, correct? Lord, if you have no objection, please wait a few days until winter concludes and early spring begins, at which point you can commence the migration of all the people, Ermin said with a smile. Rest assured regarding the people, you are more than capable for them, and it is early spring, not winter, they will simply be migrating. No one will have any issues with it. A large figure abruptly descended from the sky. "My lord," he said respectfully. "What is wrong, Merrick?" Raymond inquired with curiosity. "Lord, while we were patrolling outside just now, we observed that a large troop from the west is approaching," Merrick stated calmly. Raymond was momentarily taken aback and exclaimed, "How many people are there? Are they very strong?" "Lord, they lack strength. There are approximately 300 individuals, the majority of whom are at level 1. There are also level 2, level 3 and level 4, but they are relatively few in number. Only level 5. There appear to be 2 of them." 2 level 5. Raymond was momentarily stunned. He then turned to Ermin and asked, "Ermin, do you believe it's the members of the Olander family? The tax collectors you mentioned earlier?" "Lord, probably not." Ermin replied, shaking her head firmly. The regular army of the Olander family consists of at least level 2 personnel and cannot include level 1 trainees. Furthermore, if they are here to collect taxes, there shouldn't be so many individuals present. Typically, there are only a few individuals, at most around 10. "Forget it. Let's just go and take a look," Raymond said with a slight smile as he shrugged. "Merrick, please inform everyone. I didn't expect anyone would have the audacity to disturb us. Then let everyone leave. For a guest who has the nerve to trouble us on their first visit, we should still extend a grand welcome ceremony." Although he spoke with a smile, the sarcasm and coldness in his words were evident to Ermin and Merrick, revealing the true thoughts of their esteemed lord. A number of individuals are facing consequences, Ermin reflected, feeling a sense of satisfaction. "I will go immediately." Merrick nodded without hesitation, then fluttered his wings and flew upward. Soon after, all the troops from Greystone Village assembled in the square. 1 Royal Griffin, 4 Griffins, 13 Templar Marksmen, 42 Templar Archers, 123 Templar Halberdiers, 194 Templar Pikemen. A significant wave of troops advanced in a majestic manner. This also surprised and intrigued the villagers of Greystone Village. What is happening? Why have all the guards from Greystone Village been dispatched? Is there a significant issue? I have received information that an army is approaching to attack us, and they are not far away. What? Who is it? Who dares to attack? They seeking death? No, I must leave as well. I want to advocate for the Lord. The Lord is very gracious to us, we must not disappoint him. I am also joining. I am a level 3 fighter. Anyone who wishes to join me, come along. I am leaving. I would like to go as well. Take me." Unexpectedly, there are hundreds of people present. The independently formed army quickly assembled and began pursuing the convoy led by Raymond and others. Upon witnessing this scene, Master Chris on the city wall could not refrain from inquiring with Ermin on his side. "Tax collector, aren't you concerned about this? If they continue in this manner, they won't create any issues, correct?" However, both his tone and eyes reflected disbelief and envy. When such a scene unfolded, he witnessed the heart of the people. To restore it to his former territory and fiefdom was inconceivable to him. All of this has truly occurred, and it is astonishing. Wait, where is Kano? Chris wonder and look around to find her. Is that not what you are looking for? Ermin indicated a specific figure not far from the city. Said with a smile, "Her movements are much faster than yours, Master Chris." Ha 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 ha. Upon hearing this, Master Chris also smiled wryly. "If I had known, I would have gone as well. That will not be good idea. Who will protect us if you leave? Remember that there are still individuals in Greystone Village who require our protection?" Ermin shook his head, then turned and departed. "Let's prepare ourselves. This battle will not take long. It is time for us to prepare a grand triumphal welcome ceremony for them, said Ermin happily. Triumph welcome ceremony. Master Chris was momentarily taken aback, then he squinted and laughed. Somewhere west of Greystone Village. Lord Evan, we are approaching Greystone Village. We should arrive there in less than an hour at most, someone stated respectfully to Evan Knight. Very good. Evan Knight sneered and stated coldly. Although I have permitted you to survive one more winter, what is inevitable will still arrive, Baron Raymond. Haha, since you are so courageous, I am curious to see how you will react when you encounter us this time. Knight Evan, I heard that a baron in the royal capital was stripped naked and dragged along a road for 2 hours. How about we try it too? What if we drag him back to Britain City from here? Dorance's sneer accompanied his words. Evan Knight's face lit up even more. What a great idea, Dorance, you are truly a genius. Ha ha ha. To express gratitude for this excellent idea, all of that individual's family members have been entrusted to you. What do you think? Upon hearing this, a beast-like smile appeared on Dorance's face. You are also quite intelligent, are you not, Knight Evan? Then I will accept this gift. Ha 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 ha. Boom. At that moment, the ground in the distance appeared to be shaking. What happened? Evan Knight and Dorance were both momentarily stunned, after which their expressions darkened. Their pupils constricted, and their expressions altered significantly. At the base of the steep mountain, numerous black heads emerged. Under their astonished gazes, these heads rapidly enlarged and approached them swiftly. Ultimately, they transformed into a formidable army that swelled to several hundred individuals. How is this possible? Why are there so many people here? Who are they? Are they the Olander family? Dorance's expression changed significantly. Some may appear pale. Because he understood that the soldiers on the other side are not ordinary individuals. They are the lowest, yet all are level 1 or above. This makes his scalp numb. This indicates that the opposing forces are not only more numerous but that their individual soldier quality is also superior to theirs. Evan Knight assumed command to stabilize his mindset and rallied the army before him. Hello everyone, I am Evan, the son of Viscount Will of Britain City and a level 5 Earth Knight. It seems we merely passed through this location. It was merely a coincidence. We're passing by. Viscount Will. Upon hearing the name Raymond, he narrowed his eyes. Suddenly, it became clear to me that after working on it for an extended period, it was them. He had nearly forgotten about this issue, but he did not anticipate that they would be so angry as to seek revenge against him. He looked directly at Evan Knight and smiled faintly. Do you know who I am? Evan Knight was momentarily stunned. He then gazed at Raymond for an extended period, yet there was still no impression. I don't believe we have met before, have we? Evan said. No, we haven't. However, I assume my name is familiar to you. After all, you provided me with a level 5 magic core last month. Raymond said with a smile. Evan Knight's pupils narrowed sharply, and he exclaimed incredulously, You are Baron Raymond? See, I knew you recognized my name, Raymond said with a laugh. He regarded him with a half-smile. Knight Evan, given the presence of so many people, it appears you are here to seek revenge on me, correct? Evan Knight trembled throughout his entire body. His face became pale. Qui. Qui. At that moment, a loud roar echoed from the sky above us. This caused Knight Evan and Dorance to look up instinctively. They were subsequently even more terrified and trembling throughout. Evan, a magical creature. That is a flying magical beast. Its level is 5. Dorance's face turned entirely pale and was filled with fear. Although he has never seen it and does not know what type of monster the griffin in the sky is, he could sense its strength, which is definitely level 5. He was filled with remorse. Had he known this would be the situation, he would not have come here. This is an invitation to danger. Furthermore, Evan Knight was also completely frightened. He must accept the reality of the situation, his only option is to seek mercy. Lo, Baron Raymond, it is all a misunderstanding. We are here this time just for. He explained, his face pale and voice trembling. He hesitated, wanting to argue his point, but when the words reached his lips, he did not know how to express them. Upon witnessing this scene, Raymond regarded him with a half-smile, conveying a message of you can say what you want, I'm here to listen to your complaints. In the end, Evan Knight inhaled and exhaled repeatedly for an extended period. Collapsed. He lowered his head and begged for mercy. Baron Raymond, please spare me. It is my responsibility. I am willing to reimburse you for your losses. I can pay my life. Expenditure for purchasing aspects of life is a common practice. Battles between nobles do not entail matters of life and death. Losing will result in a significant loss for the family, however, as long as the person is still alive, there is hope. He is currently concerned about his finances. He did not believe that Raymond would kill him either. Do not attempt to harm him. Raymond stated, if you paying money to buy your life, then if I were to kill you all, your money would be mine. No. Evan Knight's expression shifted dramatically as he yelled in anger, you cannot do this. I am a noble. I am a baron, just like you. You cannot kill me. You lack the necessary rights and qualifications. However, Raymond was unwilling to engage in meaningless conversation with him. The next moment, Evan observed Raymond waving his hand. Dozens of arrows were fired in a volley, followed by immediate hysterical screams, resulting in many individuals collapsing. Blood flow indicates a loss of the ability to fight. Too weak. Raymond shook his head. The opposing side appeared to have a large number of individuals, over 300, but in reality, more than 300 of those were level 1 characters. These level 1 characters would likely be unable to withstand several volleys from his Templar marksmen and archers. A free meal was delivered. However, he will also be merciful. That is the nature of war, there is little that can be done to change it. Proceed and eliminate them? He gestured again. Alderson, Owens, Merrick, and the others in the sky, along with all the troops behind them, charged directly toward the opponent. The subsequent battle process and results lacked any suspense. Within just over 10 minutes, the opposing troops, along with Evan Knight and Dorrance, were all killed, leaving no survivors. This efficiency also astonished the residents of Greystone Village, prompting them to participate in the war voluntarily. Isn't this too difficult? There are numerous individuals present, and there are many level 4 and 5 enemies. It's over so quickly, they are all dead, yet we still report 0 casualties. Am I dreaming? The individual who had earlier asserted he was a level 3 intermediate knight stammered and expressed uncertainty about his circumstances. Kona Knight, close by, was also silently observing the army of Templar marksmen and archers. She was profoundly shocked in her heart. These armies of long-range marksmen and archers are truly formidable. If there are no effective defense measures, such as fighting spirit and magical power, they are merely weapons of war, designed to kill indiscriminately, she murmured. As a level 4 senior knight, she still possesses some vision. How many Templar marksmen and archers are currently in Raymond's army? This round of attack consists of 68 arrows. If 2 rounds occur, it could result in the death of over 100 individuals. Who can withstand such an assault? Their Greystone Village also features the more formidable Griffin Legion. The combination of 2+2 can unleash devastating power against the enemy. Below level 6, it is a complete sweep. As expected of a leader, truly impressive. A significant conflict concluded swiftly and positively. After a brief search for loot on the corpses, Raymond and the others returned to Greystone Village, where Ermin and the community held an improvised welcome ceremony to celebrate their return. The atmosphere resembles that of a celebratory banquet. Raymond waved his hand and distributed food and meat on a large scale, resulting in general happiness among everyone. As night falls in the castle of the Blaine family, Raymond asked Ermin, do you believe we can take control of the city of Britain? Is this valuable? He is currently thinking a counterattack. He is considering the wealth of Viscount Will since they have chosen to engage in conflict. He will respond accordingly. Lord, if you wish to proceed, you can do so, but I advise against it, Ermin said softly. Why? Raymond asked. There are 2 primary reasons. First, Viscount Will holds the title of Viscount. The higher the title, the greater the risk. Eliminating him significantly will lead to considerable unnecessary complications for us. Moreover, this will directly provoke a backlash from the Claymore Noble Alliance, Ermin explained. What else? Is that everything? Raymond frowned slightly. There is another reason. I believe we can address this problem through alternative methods, Ermin stated. Is there any solution? Raymond asked. Please do it discreetly, Ermin's response. Ermin narrowed her eyes and smiled, saying, given the significant losses suffered by Viscount Will, it would be straightforward for us to discreetly send a few individuals to eliminate him. At that point, we could either compel him to transfer his Viscount title to us or manipulate him covertly, allowing him to act as a puppet to generate revenue for us. Both strategies would simplify matters considerably. That's a good idea, Raymond said, nodding. Ermin, this is an excellent proposal. He is not afraid, however, it is accurate to say that he is too lazy to take action. As long as a more convenient and efficient solution exists, it is clearly preferable for him. What are your thoughts on relocating and constructing a city? He inquired once more. Lord, I stand by my opinion. Fido Valley is unequivocally the best choice. Resolving the issues faced by the Fishman tribe will significantly enhance the value and potential of that area. This is very promising for us. Our strength should enable us to accomplish this, Ermin insisted. Raymond considered briefly, then nodded and said, Okay, then it's decided. When Matt German and the others return, let us begin migrating immediately. Yes, Lord. I will do this perfectly. Ermin said with enthusiasm. Then I leave it to you, Ermin, please execute it well. A few days later, Matt German and the others returned with a substantial quantity of food, meat, building materials, and various resources, including the magic core that Raymond had been contemplating for an extended period. Raymond, here are all the items we purchased during our trip to Duke Nukem City. Are you satisfied with them? Matt German remarked with a laugh. He appeared very happy and proud. The number of items he purchased this time was so great that even Raymond didn't anticipate it. 2 level 6 magic cores and 5 level 5 magic cores. Uncle Matt, don't our items and gold coins only suffice for 2 level 6 magic cores? Why are there so many more? Exclaimed Raymond, his face displaying surprise. In front of him, there were 2 level 6 magic cores and 5 level 5 magic cores, totaling 7 cores. Their total value is estimated to be around 20,000 gold coins, significantly exceeding their initial expectations. They not only brought these magic cores, but also snacks, food, meat, building materials, and other essential items. Indeed, I did not anticipate this outcome, however, it is entirely due to the Ale Pony of Commerce, Matt German remarked. Raymond was momentarily taken aback, as it appeared there was some confusion regarding this name. That's correct, the Ale Pony of Commerce. Matt German nodded. Raymond, this is one of the largest chambers of commerce in our Principality of Lane. This is also a significant transnational chamber of commerce. They are extremely large and powerful. Their headquarters is not located in our Principality of Lane, and I am unaware of its location. However, their branches have already been established throughout the country. Our Principality of Lane and other neighboring countries. Matt German stated with enthusiasm. But why did they assist us? Raymond contemplated. Logically, none of them should know each other. I am unsure as well, but there is only one possibility, and that is the connection. Matt German remarked with a wry smile. Connection. Yes, Matt German nodded, his eyes sparkling. At that time, we were unable to purchase a level 6 magic core because no one was willing to sell it to us. This is a strategic resource, and its distribution has been significantly hindered. Just when I believed I would return empty-handed, Mr. Ethan from the Duke Nukem City branch of the Ale Pony of Commerce personally delivered these magic cores to me. He mentioned that the Ale Pony of Commerce is a chamber of commerce that I greatly admire and express their willingness to establish a friendship with us. These are also their gifts and sincerity. Moreover, if we possess any commodity resources, magic cores, etc., if obtaining those in the future proves challenging, we can visit Duke Nukem City to locate him. He will be pleased to assist us. After hearing this, Raymond felt compelled to speak. His expression shifted significantly. He sighed with emotion and remarked, It is fitting for a large chamber of commerce at the transnational level, it certainly has connections. I appreciate this, Mr. Ethan. Focus on making friends, the intentions of the other party are irrelevant. These behaviors indicate that the opposing party possesses significant power. He quietly considered this advantage. He then retrieved the drawings of Ermin's plan to relocate the city. Handed it to Matt German. Uncle Matt, take a look at this. Matt German reviewed the drawing, nodded, and stated. Raymond, I concur with Ermin's plan, the location of our Greystone village is not ideal. The reason your father and I selected this location is its remoteness and safety. However, it is also very impoverished, lacking almost any development potential. If we could establish a city in the Fido Valley and commit to it, its future potential would be significant. The possibilities are almost unimaginable. I fully support this plan. Raymond, let us proceed to move to the city next. Matt German turned his attention to Raymond. Then it's decided. Raymond is unbothered as well. Just nodded and made the final decision. Uncle Matt, you and Ermin will oversee the promulgation of the decree. When early spring arrives, we can begin our migration. Yes, Lord Baron. Please leave it to us, Matt German stated confidently. While relocating the city is significant, Raymond's transformative experiences and blessings have instilled him with complete confidence. He is certainly capable of succeeding in this endeavor. During this shopping trip to Duke Nukem City, he also made preparations in advance to acquire a significant quantity of construction resources and expertise. A trade in human beings. The slave trade exists in this world.